Hello and welcome. So you've just come back from a run, or you're finished a workout, or you've been moving all day and you want something that will help to stretch out your body and to get those muscles nice and loose. Then this is the practice for you. Find your way to your mat and we'll get started. So we'll start in Tadasana, which is mountain pose. So your feet are underneath your hips. Lift up all 10 toes, spread them nice and wide, and see if you can set them down one by one. It can actually be pretty tricky. So once you've got your toes down, roll your shoulders back, palms face forward. Feel those feet, they're your roots. So your feet either carried you through that workout or carried you on that run or throughout work today. Feel grateful for these roots, for these feet that we have. Close your eyes. Grow tall up through your head. Just scan your body now from your head all the way down to your feet. Noticing how you're feeling. And if there's any spots where you're gripping or holding on to tension, let them relax. You can imagine that your breath is a wave going throughout your body, smoothing all of the tense and the tight parts. And keep a deep breath in and out through your nose. And reach your arms up as you inhale overhead. Hands come down to your heart. And now make your way to the very top of your mat if you're not there already. Reach your arms down, slight bend in your knees. Inhale, come up. Possibly a slight back bend if that's in your practice. Forward fold. So coming to hang over your feet. Make sure your feet are hips width distance here. Your head is loose. You can shake your head. And if your fingertips aren't touching the ground, that is totally fine. You can actually bend your knees enough so that your fingertips do touch down on the ground. And breathing deep into the back of your body, pull your belly button in and back towards your spine. As you engage the front of your body, the back of your body can relax and release. Let's walk both fingertips over towards your right foot. Again, your knees are bent as much as you need in order to make contact with the ground. Walk your fingers over to the left foot, towards the left foot. Breathing into the back of your body, keeping your belly engaged. Belly button pulls back towards the spine. Breathing deep into your hips, into your glutes. Bring your hands back through center. Grab onto opposite elbows. See if you can release your head and neck even more. Give it a little shake, a nod forward and back, side to side. And then let yourself sway with the breath from side to side here. Relaxing your hands down, release. As you inhale, you'll come halfway up. So fingertips come to your shins, looking forward, belly still pulls in, keeping a flat back. Breathe and release. We'll do that again. Inhale, come halfway up. Now as you exhale, release. Take your left fingertips right in front of your feet in the center and reach your right arm up towards the sky. So your right leg can stay straight and there can be a slight bend in your left knee. Your shoulder blade rolls back, or your shoulder rolls back. You got an open palm. Your feet are rooted. And you float that hand down. Replacing that right hand in the center. Slight bend in the right knee. Left leg straightens. Left arm lifts up towards the sky. Palm is open. Breathing. Use that same breath that carried you throughout your day or your workout. Keep it flowing. And bring your hand back down through center. And place your palms down. Walk yourself out into a downward facing dog. So hips come up and back. Pedal yourself out here, bending your knees one at a time. You can close your eyes. Notice how the backs of your legs feel. Notice how your entire body feels in this shape. Anchoring down through your left foot. Reach your right leg up and back, however high feels good to you. So you don't have to go super high here. Bend that knee and guide your foot to the front of the mat. Place it down and we'll come up into a high lunge. So your arms reach up and back. Drop the knee, coming into a low lunge, and breathe. As you sink your hips down, you can let go of the toes back there. Put the top of your foot flat against the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up, sinking down into your legs. Cactusing your arms, shoulder blades will squeeze together on your back, and then your hands will come down to clasp. So hands interlace, chest reaches up, open chest, and release. So both hands come inside of your right foot. Your right foot will walk it out to the right side of your mat. And so you can stay here if you feel this stretch in your hips. If you would like to go deeper, you can come down onto your forearms. So you want to find your edge here, but you don't want to make yourself too uncomfortable. And you definitely don't want to be in pain. So you can always back off and stay up on your hands. And breathing into your hips. Another option is to tuck your back toes under and lift your back leg. All different variations of lizard pose. I like to even find like a small movement here just to feel into my hips and my legs. Now bring that back knee down to the mat. Open up through your right arm. Right arm reaches up. And there's an option to bring your right arm back. If it's in your practice and you're comfortable with doing so, you can even lift and reach for that back foot, grabbing onto the ankle, breathing. Or just keeping the leg down. Keep your arm reaching back. And let's bring that arm forward. Now lift your back knee, step back into plank, and lift your hips high, coming into downward facing dog. And breathe into your body here. Lift your left leg up and back behind you. Doesn't have to be super high. Bend your knee and place your foot between your hands at the top of the mat. And you can adjust here so that your knee is over your ankle. Pressing into your back toes, lift yourself up into a high lunge, sinking into your lower body and your hips. Breathing here. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, maybe slightly back as you tuck your pelvis under, tuck your tailbone under. And bring your hands out to a cactus, broad open chest. Hands come down to clasp. This way your fingertips interlace. The way that feels a little funny, so you might have an opposite thumb on top this time. Breathing into an open chest here. Listen in for your Ujjayi breath. And release. Bringing your hands down inside of your left foot. You can bring your left foot a little bit closer to the left side of your mat here. Breathing deep, feel into those hips. You can move from side to side. You bring the breath. option to come down onto your forearms and or to lift the back knee. You can take this moment to close your eyes here, tuning into your body and just listening. If your back knee isn't down, place your back knee down. Coming up onto your hands, reach and extend the left arm up, taking a twist towards the left side of the mat. And you can reach back. So just seeing where you're at today, not really trying to force anything. If your foot is within reaching distance, you can go ahead and reach for it. Sinking your hips down. And release. Your hand will windmill back. And your back toes tuck under. Step back into plank. And lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out through your legs. Go ahead and raise your right leg up and back. And bend at your knee, so opening through your hip. Pressing evenly through both hands. Making small circles in whichever direction you would like. And then reverse. Small circles in the opposite direction. Even pressure and weight in the hands. Bring your legs straight out behind you, engaging your core. Guide your front leg forward, coming into pigeon pose. So your back leg is out straight, your front leg is tucked in, so it can be tucked in like this, at more of a slant. If you've been practicing this before and you're familiar with it, you can bring your front shin a little bit more parallel to the top edge of the mat. So and also if you're a beginner, it does help to have something under your hip. So your hip that doesn't have the leg extended, you could place a block or a pillow or a blanket, some kind of a cushion to kind of help keep you upright. So as you inhale, reach up, you can, with your chest, lift your chin and crawl your hands forward, folding over your front leg. You can exhale through the mouth here, folding over that leg, letting go, giving your weight to the mat. Relax your jaw and let go of any tension that you might be holding in your face. And breathe deep into your hips. As you inhale, slowly lift your head and your chest, walking your hands back in towards your body and lifting your chin up. So just revisiting the pose that we did before we folded, stretching through the front of the body. And place your hands down. Slowly, let's make our way out of this pose. Tuck your back toes and lift yourself back into downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here, breathing nice and deep. Finding stillness. Lift your left heel and leg up behind you and bending at your knee, opening through the hip. Remember to keep even pressure through your hands. Make small circles with your knee. And reverse, opposite way. And tuck your knee in towards your chest. Guide it towards the front of the mat. And notice where you're at. So don't really force this pigeon to be, you don't have to force it to be in any specific position here. Just see where you're at. You can have the leg a little bit more tucked. Staying up on your fingertips. Breathe, lift your chin, shine your chest forward, and fold over your knee. So your forehead will reach towards the ground. It might not reach yet, and it can be helpful to place a block or a pillow right under your forehead. And breathe deep into your hips. Check in again with your jaw. Relax your jaw and your teeth and your mouth. Relaxing the muscles of your face as well. And kind of slowing the pace down here. It's so essential to cool down your body, especially after moving. Your body will thank you tomorrow for the days to come. All right, let's come up, slowly lifting the head and the chest, bringing your hands back towards your body, up on your fingertips. Lift your chest, lift your throat, opening through the front of your neck. And bringing your head back to normal. Tuck your back toes, press down through your hands, coming into plank, and then back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out your legs here. Transition into plank once more, and slowly lower yourself down onto your belly. And letting your forehead rest against the mat. Breathe into the back side of your body. We're going to come up into a cobra or a baby cobra. So hands can be underneath your shoulders or a little bit out in front of you if that is too intense for your lower back. Reach your chest up. And pausing here, shoulders are relaxed. Look over your left shoulder, back towards your feet. Head comes back through center. Look over your right shoulder, back towards your feet. And back through center. Lower yourself down. And hands come underneath your shoulders and push yourself all the way back into a child's pose. Forehead comes down to the mat. And breathing into your lower back. And lift yourself up. And lower yourself down onto your back. So we're going to come into a laying down position. Knees in towards your chest. Roll out your lower back. Have this be like a little massage for your lower back. And reverse the circle. And coming to stillness, just tuck your chin. Make sure your head and your upper body are relaxed. You can place your hands down on your mat and scooch your hips one little, scooch to the left. Hands come out, knees drop down to the right, and you can bring your right hand onto the top of the knees and look out over the left arm so the left shoulder is against the mat. Breathing deep into your lower back. And let yourself be heavy. And let this be your recovery. It's so essential. Releasing your hand off your knee. Bring your right arm and hand to the floor. Bring your knees back up through center. Scoot your hips one time to the right. Drop your knees down to the left. And taking hold of that top knee with your left hand. Looking out over your right arm. Shoulder presses down into the mat. And breathing deeply into your lower back, into your belly. And twisting is so good for your health. So know that you are doing something great for your body right now. And keep your breath long and deep. Releasing that top hand off of your knee. Bring your knees back up through center. Placing your feet down on your mat. Lift your hips up and place your hands down on your mat or bring them to clasp underneath your back for bridge pose. Breathing into the front of your body. Fill your belly with air. Releasing your hands if they're clasped. You'll articulate through the spine. Go slower than you would like. Let your tailbone tuck down and make contact with the mat last. And bringing the soles of your feet together, you can take Supta Baddha Konasana as your Shavasana pose, so with your legs in this diamond shape. Or if you prefer, you can bring your legs out long and take a traditional Shavasana. And we'll be here for a few minutes. And this time is really important and it helps our body integrate everything that we've just done. If you'd like to stay here longer, feel free. Otherwise, bring some movement back into your body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Deepen your breath and reach your arms up overhead, stretching your body long. Roll onto one side and gently bring yourself back up to a seated position. And bringing your hands to your heart center. Send yourself an enormous amount of gratitude for doing this. I know that it can be easy to skip a stretch, especially after a long day, but you did it. You showed up. And I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for practicing. Take care. Namaste.